More leaks hint to Samsung reshuffling more of its strategy with the Galaxy S26 series. Apple is rumored to go bold with its 2026 iPhones, now with a new roster of updates. Samsung has just shown off its new TriFold, even if a lot of the details remain kind of vague. Google is reportedly bringing changes to its Pixel 10a, though it's hard to notice them. And yes, believe it or not, rumors of Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 8 already hint to a phone I really want to get. I'm Jaime Rivera, and if you haven't subscribed to our podcast with Josh, would love to see you there as episode 2 launches this week. For now, it's time for these 5 interesting topics. This is Tech Briefing powered by MediaTek. I'm not sure if I should call this official news from Samsung, but just bear with me. The company has finally given the world its first look at the Galaxy Z TriFold, confirming that, yeah, all the rumors we've spent months covering were true, though I'm hoping the Z doesn't go before as it's hard to pronounce. Shown behind glass at an event in South Korea, the device did look pretty impressive, at least from a distance, given its slim form factor despite its complex design. Obviously, since no more information was provided, we still have to rely on reports. The Korean Economic Daily suggests that the Z TriFold measures roughly 4.2 millimeters when unfolded, about the same as the Galaxy Z Fold 7, and around 12 to 50 millimeters when folded. If accurate, believe it or not, this TriFold is actually thinner than most of Samsung's old foldables. Quite the engineering achievement. Now, while the company hasn't yet confirmed when or where this device will be launched, this early preview signals that Samsung is confident in the design progress and ready to push foldables into a new phase. Yes, the Huawei Mate X-T technically is a competitor, but we wonder just how much, as it's currently an exclusive in China. There's actually another video and more images that show that Samsung's approach to unfold, it's different, more of a G like we saw in the rumors, though the bezels are bigger than we expected, so we do wonder how the functionality will be and durability as well compared to Huawei. Do you like what you see? Let me know in the comments. But I know what you're thinking. If the TriFold is going to be this hot, what about the Z Fold 8? New reports of the company's plans for its book-style foldable hint to some very interesting changes in the right direction. Reports from Korea are actually suggesting 3 major upgrades. First, Samsung is finally addressing one of the Fold's biggest weaknesses. Yeah, it's the battery. Since the Z Fold 3, every iteration has used the 4400 mAh power pack. The Z Fold 8 is reportedly jumping to a good 5000 mAh, which I know is not what Chinese competitors are already doing, but it's still welcomed. That is roughly a 13% increase and would bring it on par with most Western flagship phones, because, yeah, the Chinese ones are already at 7000 mAh. Another major comeback, which I'm really looking forward to, is apparently the S Pen. Samsung removed the stylus support from the Z Fold 7 to make it thinner, but yeah, the decision did draw a lot of backlash. Now the Z Fold 8 is expected to bring it back, giving users that Galaxy Note style experience once again. I just don't think it'll be the same technology, as the active pen approach might be the only way to keep it as thin as it currently is. The third improvement is that the device will feature a new laser drilling metal plate technology that reportedly helps reduce the display crease, which, yeah, we even heard from the iPhone Fold. Set your calendars for the summer of 2026, as it does sound interesting, but I'm curious to know if you like these rumors in the comments. Now let's switch to Google, as clearly there are more Pixels coming, sort of. The company's upcoming Pixel 10a was leaked in full, giving us an early look at the design and details. According to renders shared by Android Headlines and OnLeaks, the Pixel 10a looks pretty much identical to the Pixel 9a, save for a possible new blue finish inspired by the Pixel 10, which I am celebrating too. The phone keeps its simple design with an oval-shaped camera module instead of the camera bar, a choice that gives it a cleaner but less distinctive look compared to the other Pixel models, though it removes any sort of camera wobble and adds space for more battery. Actually, not easily seen is the fact that it's slightly smaller and thinner than its predecessor and will feature a 6.2-inch display instead of 6.3 inches, suggesting slimmer bezels or a more compact frame, so don't think it's just a full rehash. The sad part is that under the hood, the Pixel 10a is reportedly bringing the Google Tensor G4 chip. And yeah, I know, it's the same one that's on the Pixel 9a, first for the lineup since the Pixel 6 series to hold back on the chip. This likely helps helps keep the cost down, but could disappoint fans hoping for the performance leap we got with the Tensor G5, which is not amazing, but far better. I'm hoping this means that Google will make it more affordable, as we have seen subtle price hikes over the years. Whatever the case may be, let me know how much you'd be willing to pay for this phone in the comments. Now let's switch to Apple, as it seems the positive results of the iPhone 17 in sales are already defining a lot of the future models. When it comes to the pros, it seems the positive reception of bold colors is pushing the agenda further. According to a reliable Weibo leaker, the iPhone 18 Pro models will come in fresh color options like coffee, burgundy, and purple, marking a debut of brown and deep red tones for any iPhone. Finally, coffee offers a rich, earthy finish reminiscent of the gold iPhone XS, while burgundy adds a luxurious wine-like hue that I like. Oddly though, black is reportedly not returning for the iPhone 18 Pro, continuing the shift away from stealthy tones. But wait, there's actually more. Obviously, we've discussed the upcoming iPhone Fold, which is expected for 2026 as well, and we even hear the name is going to be iPhone Fold, pretty much like the iPhone Air. New reports claim that the company is now stockpiling key components such as foldable OLED panels, titanium frames, and advanced hinge systems, suggesting that production is nearing. The foldable device is said to feature a 5.5-inch outer display, a nearly crease-free 7.8-inch inner screen with under-display camera technology, and a side-mounted Touch ID. The frame is expected to blend titanium, aluminum, and possibly liquid metal to achieve both strength and a thin 4.5mm profile when unfolded. It's crazy that Apple bought the patent for liquid metal ages ago. Which one of these two phones are you looking out for? Because, I mean, that fold looks pretty awesome. Now, before we get to the hottest news, let me tell you about today's sponsor, MediaTek. The Moto Edge is the company's latest premium flagship, matched with great looks and amazing feel in the hand thanks to its premium materials, and also Motorola's latest collaboration with MediaTek on its Dimensity 7400 Ultra. Its 4nm architecture enables powerful experiences like great color reproduction on this 6.7-inch curved display. It's capable of all the cool improvements in Moto AI. Its chip efficiencies allow for all the endurance you need with 2-day battery life, and we have an ISP that delivers great photography from its triple camera system. It's the reason Motorola continues to choose MediaTek year over year. Thanks to MediaTek for sponsoring this video. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk Samsung once again with its Galaxy S26 series for a couple of interesting reasons. It seems the Galaxy S26 Ultra will actually get a decent spec bump, even if the design doesn't really change much. We had heard before that it might retain its 6.9-inch display with an upgraded M14 OLED panel that could include AI-powered privacy features that automatically adjust visibility when someone else is looking at your screen, which is amazing. What we hadn't heard is how the cameras would fare out, aside from the fact that we are still getting the 200-megapixel HP2 primary since the Galaxy S26 series, I think. Reports mention that the 50-megapixel ultra-wide and 50-megapixel 5x telephoto cameras will get upgraded sensors for sharper results, which, yeah, is long overdue. The 3x telephoto lens remains uncertain though. I'm hoping they also jump to 50 megapixels, but we'll see. Also, for those wondering about endurance, reports call for an increase to a 5400 mAh battery, which surely is still very much behind, but hey, it's something. Now, as for the rest of the lineup, Samsung appears to be reshuffling its models. The Galaxy S26 Plus is tipped to receive a larger 1/1.3 primary sensor, a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a bigger 12-megapixel telephoto lens, possibly borrowed from the S25 Ultra, while the standard S26 will share these upgrades with a slightly larger 4200 to 4300 mAh battery. Now listen to this one. Apparently reports mention a new slim Galaxy S26 model positioned between the base and the Plus variants, featuring a 6.6-inch screen and the triple 50-megapixel camera system. So I mean, hey, maybe the Edge is getting rethought out, as initially it only had 2 cameras, even with the latest leaks. The Galaxy S26 lineup is expected to be powered by Samsung's new Exynos 2600 processor in select markets, while in other regions it'll receive the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Now, as for timing, it seems the rumors are true with the delays, so set your calendars for around February 25th, 2026, as reports call the unpack to happen around there. In today's question, let me know. Do you think this tentative Galaxy S26 lineup is a good one? Because in my case, watch my recent comparison with the iPhone 17 Pro Max. I do think the Ultra in particular needs to stop iterating, as Chinese competitors or even Apple are hitting it hard. That's just me though. I'm curious to know what you think about all this in the comments. Friends, thank you so much for joining on another episode of Tech Briefing. Please like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments, as I'm sure you've seen me try to respond to as many as I can. Also, follow me on social media as more behind the scenes continues to happen there. By the way, our first episode of the podcast with Josh is now live. Our new show is called Technically There, and the first episode pretty much explains it all as we prepare for episode 2 going live this week. We would really appreciate your support with a subscribe there as well, along with your feedback, as this is all built around you in mind. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.